Hello everyone, welcome back to Prasuta FinSchool. This video is for someone who have recently completed their BCom and looking ahead to start their career in corporate without any further professional courses like CA, CPA, or maybe without any further post-graduation programs like MBA. So yes, you have a career option to start with your career as a US tax consultant, and the eligibility criteria is very simple that you should have a 3 years regular BCom degree. Yes, no CA required, no MBA required, no any further professional certifications is being required. So, what the job is, what you will be doing as a US tax consultant, and how to get started with this particular career, and what would be the career opportunities or career growth if you are going ahead with a career as a US tax consultant. So, tax consulting is a very high demand finance role. Yes, many big four firms like Deloitte, KPMG, EY, and PwC, along with many more top accounting MNCs, hire more than thousands of job seekers every year. There are two fresh job seekers every year for US tax consulting role. So this is going to be a really great opportunity for any become fresher who doesn't want to pursue any further educational qualification or maybe any other professional certifications and just want a decent career with a decent CTC, then this particular role is for you. So let's go ahead and discuss more about what would be the benefits of this career, what are the pros, cons, and how you can start it, and what are the minimum skills that is being required, to at least crack the interviews and start your career as a US tax consulting. So before all the steps, let's understand what is US tax. So, US tax refers to preparing and supporting tax filing for individuals and companies in the United States. So, many global accounting firms outsource this work to India because of the large availability of finance professionals over here in our country. Companies like Deloitte, EY, KPMG, PwC, and many consulting firms have large US tax teams in India across Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kolkata, Mumbai, and all the tier 1 cities. So, yes, this particular role will give you opportunities across India, whether you want a job in south of India, whether you want it in the north of India, or you want it in Kolkata, or maybe any top city in India, you will be getting the opportunities by top companies, hiring for this particular role and mostly as a fresher. This is exactly what benefits you can get. So going ahead, let's discuss what work you will be doing as a US tax associate. So as a US tax associate, your typical work will be on preparing tax return for clients. Who will be your clients? Your clients will be individuals, business, or maybe organizations who are liable to pay tax to the US government, right? You will be analyzing financial information, fill tax forms, ensure the calculation follow US tax regulations. So everything that is required to do before filing tax forms with the with the US tax government is what you will be helping your clients to, right? Most of the work happens using specialized tech softwares and MS Excel. So yes, if you do not have any software knowledges, then that is not even required, to know before getting selected or before joining any of those teams. If you know basic of MS Excel, that will do for you, and any other specialized tech software will be trained to you guys after you join the team with Big Four or any other MNC. Right? So, who hires for US tax rules? Many large firms hire for US tax rules in India. As we have already discussed, big four firms, which include EY, Deloitte, PwC, and KPMG, regularly hire finance graduates from these positions. Even if you are someone who have done your BCom and currently pursuing your MBA from a tier 3, tier 4, maybe a tier 2 college as well, you can see big four companies visiting your campus, and largely they will be, selecting candidates with the team only for this particular US tax rules. So apart from them, many tax consulting and outsourcing company also build large US tax teams in India to provide support to their US clients, right? This is exactly the scope you will be having being a fresher as compared to any other finance opportunity as a US tax consultant. Yes, you will be getting wide number of opportunities as compared to any other finance role. You will be you will be eligible for this role with very basic minimum criteria that you should have a BCom degree. And if you are aware about basic MS Excel, basic accounting skills, which we are going to discuss further on the followed on slides, then yes, you are a right fit, and you would be hired as a US tax consultant with any of these top firms. Then skills required for US tax. To enter US tax role, you don't need extremely advanced knowledge, right? We have a misconception that okay, we have to become a CPA, CA, or maybe at least an enrolled agent to apply for a role as a US tax consultant. No, nothing required. No advanced knowledge is being asked to you during your fresher interviews, in those big fours or many other big companies. If you are aware about basic accounting concepts, if you are strong in your basic accounting concepts which you have learned during your 11th, 12th, maybe your grade 3 years of graduation, then those learnings will be a gold mine for you. Because trust me on this, guys, more than 75% of your technical questions will be coming from those basic accounting concepts only. Because a recruiter is expecting from you that you should understand the basic fundamentals so that they can train you on the advanced fundamentals of accounting along with the tax as well. No recruiter expect you to do advanced level of tax calculation for the US federal government. No recruiter is expecting you to have some experience, handling some clients or maybe reviewing some forms of US tax US federal tax forms. Nothing is required. Basic accounting concept, basic tax fundamental understandings, and you would be comfortable working with Excel and financial data. Even no advanced Excel knowledge is required. Only basic to moderate Excel advance is required in order to get selected for a US tax consulting role. Then one of the most important thing, I would say two most important thing that a company, mostly big four, look forward before hiring any of the uh, fresher for a US tax consulting role is first how good you are in attention to details and how good you are in communication. Communication, I mean, are you able to understand what client want to share with you? Will you be able to understand what client shares with you? Because mostly you will be dealing with US clients. And are you able to communicate your maybe your stops properly, right? You should have good English. No US accent is required. No any advanced accent is required over here. If you are able to communicate your stops, if you are able to understand what your clients is expecting from you, then that is all it is required. So 4 points before going ahead. One, you should be thorough with your basic fundamentals of accounting. You should be understanding basic of taxation. If it is US taxation, then this is well and good. Three, attention to details. And four, you should be having good communication skill for this particular role. If you have practiced a lot in these four areas, then definitely you would be sitting on the other side as a US tax consultant after just completing your BCom. No other certification is required, right? So, what is the salary and career growth? It is one of the important point or discussion area that we should be discussing today, right? Because okay, we have selected our career path as a US tax consultant. So what salary we can expect as a BCom fresher in top firms? Let's say if you are joining Deloitte, EY, KPMG, or maybe PwC, which are the big four firms, then you can expect a CTC of around 4.5 to 6 LPA. But if you are joining any growing firm, then it can start from 3 LPA as well. But if you are someone who have done your MBA as well from any college, let's say, you will be getting a starting CTC of 6 to 6.5 LPA for the same roles and responsibilities, right? Then your fast forward career would look like you will be promoted to tax consultant two, maybe in next 1.5 or 2 years, then senior associate, then tax manager, and it goes on, right? And maybe after 5 to 6 years, you can expect a CTC of somewhere between 10 to 15 LPA by just having a BCom degree. And if there is any certifications required that are being sponsored by the big four firms, if you're working with them, right, then you will be getting opportunities to work in global firm, because US tax consulting uh, is a business area where most of the global firms operates on. So yes, not only with the big four firms, but you will be eligible, or you will be getting opportunities to work with various global firms once you get some certain experience working in this particular department. Then long-term tax specialization. See, now you have worked on US tax consulting. You are a fresher, you worked in US tax consulting. Then, after working for 1 year or 2 year, now you have specialization in US tax consulting. So you can also apply for Canada taxes, and you can also apply for Australia taxes, and you can also apply for other international taxation as well, because all the taxation revolves, some or the other way around the same area. So once you know what how the process flows, you can definitely adjust yourself in that particular taxes and international tax and industry, right? So definitely this career is not going to limit you only to US tax, and because anyhow only US tax and is a very vast area where you can keep exploring your career. But in case you are not interested to go ahead in your career in US tax consulting, you have many other international taxation as well, like Canada, Australia, as we have already discussed. So yes, being a fresher, if you are starting your career as a US taxan, being a BCom fresher, if you're starting a career as a US taxan, you would be getting a decent salary as compared to any other accounting roles, which is more than the industry standard of any other accounting role, which is 3.54 LPA. You will not be receiving for any other accounting role with any growing firm, right? This is a upper hand you will be having. Second, you will be getting an opportunity to work with international client. That definitely helps you, learn a lot as compared to when you are working with some domestic clients. Then you have good opportunity to work with global firms. You have good career growth. You have good salary growth. That is all what it is required, right? So this is all about the salary and career growth. So now, how to start with this career? So what preparations you should do to start your career as a US tax consultant? You should be learning accounting fundamentals. It is very, very important in order to start a career as a US tax consultant. You should understand US tax basics. No advanced knowledge is required, but you should understand the workflow, you should understand various forms, and you should understand very basic US tax fundamentals, right? How to learn, where to learn, and how to be prepared for interview, how to get your CV shortlist is what we are going to, look ahead in the next slide. Then build Excel skills. No one is expecting you to know macros, to know pivot table, advanced level of pivot table, to know any advanced MS Excel skill. If you are someone who know how to work with big data using MS Excel, you know how to work with how to generate charts, how to input VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, various basic MS Excel techniques, then you are already shortlisted. You will be able to, do good in the interview of a US tax consultant. Then practice real workflows, right? You should be knowing, see, no one will be expecting you to, guide any client to file US tax returns. No, but you should be knowing what is how the real workflows goes on, what are the forms, what are and how the income is being calculated, how it is being accumulated with other incomes, how the salary income is being accumulated with other incomes, and how it is being put forward to for federal tax and all. So you should be knowing an overall workflow, and even I will help you with how to understand all these stuffs and how to be, career ready for US tax consulting in the next slide. So this is exactly how we are going to help you to crack a US tax consulting role. So At Prasuta FinSchool, we have brought you a 30 days accounting and US tax interview preparation program, which will only cost you rupees 99 for a lifetime access. And you will be getting a project completion certificate if you are submitting all the projects. But before the certification, most important is what benefits you will be getting. We will be helping you in introducing US tax consulting. What are the career opportunities? We will be discussing in brief, followed by what are the rules and other rules like account receivables, account payables, record to report you can explore after completing your BCom. Then module 2, we will be understanding what are the accounting fundamentals we should know in order to apply for these roles, and how to answer those fundamentals in interview is topmost priority, right? Because if you know answer and if you are sharing it as a theory to your interviewer, then that will not help you anytime. You have to answer any question that is being asked during interview as a professional. Even if you are a fresher, you should answer it as a professional. This is exactly what we are going to help you in this particular program. Then in the module 3, we will be helping you how to be interview ready, whether it is a sudden call from any HR for initial screening round, whether it is for technical round, whether it is for your final HR round. Each and every question, what is the framework to answer, and what are the best method to answer tackle any questions is what we are going to help you. Along with that, we are going to help you with US tax and basics knowledge, right? What are the forms that is being available, how US taxation is being filled, and what will you be doing as a US tax consultant so that you understand the workflow, so now you can answer confidently in your US tax consulting interview. Then the module 5th would be MS Excel for interviews. Yes, we have only focused on the skills that is required for clearing interviews in US tax consulting and accounting roles. Nothing more, nothing less than that. If you are mastering with the skills that we have added in this particular program, then you will be easily able to crack any Excel question that is being asked in your interview. Then finally, the sixth module. Why the sixth module is very important? Because profile and CV optimization. Let's say you are a pro in accounting fundamentals, you are a pro in US tax and basics, you are a pro in MS Excel for accounting and US tax. But what will this help you to reach to the interview round? No. What will help you to reach interview round is your profile visibility, and the profile visibility will come through your personal Naukri profile, your LinkedIn profile, and your CV optimization. So yes, we will help you to build a very strong profile and a CV that if a recruiter searches freshers for roles related to US tax and accounting, record to report, accounts payable, receivables, or any other related role, you will be one of the top applicant for any of these roles. So yes, everything you are getting, and above this, you will be getting approximately 700 interview preparation questions related to accounting, US tax, and MS Excel, and various various self-introduction questions, which also include help us introduce yourself, which also includes where do you see yourself after 5 years. These are very common questions that is being asked to freshers, but these are very there are various good tricks to answer this particular questions. This is exactly what we are going to help you in this particular module. And not only that, we are giving you high quality AI prompts that you can use to edit your CV anytime you change your mind to apply for some other role in future. So now you understand how to optimize your profile not only for accounting and US tax program, but any role in this world you can optimize your CV yourself. So you can find the link to this program in the description. Along with that, in our website we have our support number. You can reach out to us over WhatsApp or over call anytime for any clarification on this particular career opportunity as a US tax consulting. So that's all from my end today. Wish you all the best for your career. Take care. Have a great day ahead.